were all led to believe that there was some sort of a deal being had. But here's the ugly truth to the fraud. This was not only RICO as a distraction. The leads believed that this was a legal, authorized leadership pen pal sourcing from the governor's authority. This so-called Foxconn deal, tax evasion scam, and nothing will be crediting this network. Foxconn costing Americans $219,000 per house per job, promising to create 13,000 migrant workers. Campaign fraud ad, saving all these checking accounts as being checking into our systems. Taxpayers were to be shown as this footwear footing the bill. Disease centers wanted those stats for each state. This is how things have gone on too long. You come here and claim migrant status, and you become a multi-billionaire. You absolutely have no monies. Just a sanctioning of all of our foundation called our federal budget as tax records invalidation. No such governor has the authority to download income from federal tax records, nor does the FBI nor IRS have the authority to support the crime. How does this deal get structured? They came into the place calling that they were investing $10 billion on tag office filings and get no more kids' cares as kickbacks on receiving benefit packages for them as war funds. So showing you put in $10 billion hearsay, but you get a kickback of $4 billion as crediting from all of the charges of all of our houses being charged $219,000 per household to funnel this laundering of all this shoring. It's called organized crime. It will now be regarded as a pension paid saving checking accounts filing as no one's education cable. Firing and hiring post, I said so. Now again, I said trust no one. This is playbacks as gangsters listing all of American houses as those old tax codes. Ant gets access to this doorway to misuse government loans nor funding the real FBI. The real FBI will now apprehend this violation called a kickback. Our doorways as donut loopholes are being shown, not allowed. The U.S. tax crediting shown as a lifestyle. All the mob organizing crime, it now falls on this notice that we're not going to keep this ongoing theft as returns and recovery, recharging filings called buying back, kickbacks. While the other government's incomes, they just come and get reunification loans called reuniting these kids as through child care payments, posting listings. That means Foxconn saga, Sanctuary City posting it failed as calling nothing was about to be giving as simply signing a budget as record deals as this money suing off shoemaker bank accounts. To find falls as software, hardware shops, as coffee shops, listing also dives. Also, Americans are required to refund all of those apartment channels listing as a happy hour tax credit records check recorded as those border foundation. This government was founded on ordinances. This mob framed RICO as it shall be the recipient of all this tax wealth. Off the records, unification, shout out. It stood in the way too long. You're not a part of the United States territory. So, while you all thought Fox TV is Amazon or Fire TV was running through locations filing that all isn't whatever it seemed, 4th of July, September the 911, shouting out on Benghazi, falling. Running out of time as the kickbacks, planning listings is fell off of the map redistricting lies as on paperwork. who's black and who's white. And so they're making up losing it all as a scorecard called a gerrymandering, Jerry curls, jerry-rigged elections, Luke Oil status, filing funding as these banks refunding all those kickbacks. Occupying Wall Street now fails as all these award shows shown as funding has gone through this Kickstarter slogan as all has come down being called. They're all opening bells falling, meaning that they've lost it all trying to eat here, eat beer, eat chicken, Chick-fil-A. This Scott Pruitt last line driver's license records as the shooter was behind a desk. They have no desk jobs. As Pruitter's kickbacks, bulletproof whiskey wine notice that bourbon-proof whiskey hides are gone as tariffs are shown. All has fallen, the government's waste. So Scott Brown and Scott Walker is also to be in handcuffs, allowing this RICO structuring, as Cuomo also governors of New York. They all have no authority, all 50 states, governors, mayors, payroll listing, to organize this crime. This means the money comes from every hold, as no allowances, called an incentive or a tax break, can assist the mob in framing hides. So Foxconn, as Fox 5, was killed. Also shown as Eric Khan, was brought back from Honduras. Also evaded the government surveillances, as stolen $500 million in wealth. As a convict coming across the border, government worker has found these lines of waste are gone. Last line, 10 trillion line in the pockets of government jobs, houseware cables. TV stations all go on this pay listing deals this same way. On kickbacks, buying their own stocks shown as payroll listing as deduction. So the money has been called it can't get a pay listing, as Stanley Morgan, Deutsche Bank, Goldman Sachs have called. They can't pay out. So this bank fraud wire is halted, as I am intending to see it all gone through proper government channels to halt. And all of the bull crap organs on notices, handcuffs, and releasing all of those kids to no one. New arrest warrants of 600 doctors now caught on downgrades, defrauding the government as Medicare funding, opioids called. So 600 arrested at the Capitol for donations listings, donors. I said, things are not whatever they seem. These tricks have been going on, and you all have been footing the bill. So this Pay Ya Pal senator got arrested for PayPal accounts as Duckworth, now Elon Musk, all helping this enforcement to stand against laws crediting as called an association of RICO lacing as fallen heroes. So, London Bridge Applegates as notified 911 child care abduction alerts weekly broadcast testing services, all Apple daycares as Manning death certificate reports as Fox News, Charles Hebdo IPO Kraushammer has died in these fines, gone as heart risk, staying on this subject too long. Many days and many hours discussing how to make migrants fold this theft, as nothing being claimed the law. Immigration is illegal, structuring these deals to get kickbacks, padding from this government, giving yourselves $4 billion that you can pad your pockets and just go out of business. Simply will not fall this call, as the U.S. lifestyles economy keeps all American citizens harmed. So this peer-for-peer alcohol, ink, fencing, payroll deduction on notice. You can't get our names or income, as this monopoly is now shut down. As car holders, licensed rental cables have shown, you're not getting any more of these programs to be paying this source. Simply placed, your governments are flat broke, busted, trying to steal income from your citizens. through tax records. So you come and set up a fake company shown as this Foxconn, solar panels, wind panels, and you have the United States citizens paying you kickbacks to start it up. Shown to be Tesla got the same tax breaks. So did Amazon. All will be now halted, as this was infamous violations, shown as sanctuary cities sharing our files as coverage for donors. Sanctioning is not allowed. Sweatshops also cause these falls, and no one gets the income from our federal bureaus funding all this housing. It's not allowed. I said so. Chief offices are to be on honors and told so. Jerry curls, Jerry rigs, elections, all now halts. So Americans, this mob has been trying this trick. It is now on a death spiral, and you all are just waiting away to becoming homeless. People on the streets are verified that things are not going as planned. The agency has not caused these things to halt. I said, nothing goes forward until my name is brought up on all broadcasts. Nobody gets my income. Nobody has access into the Treasury. I said, upon notice, governors will be missing all of these ballots as those jobs call. So doing the same thing and nothing is moving forward because my name is not to be shown without my presence and my face. So shooting out was this warning that more bigger hides are gone. I have just kicked off kickback program shutdown because you all have stolen this theft, and I said nobody gets access to all of our domains. So, as if I would just allow things to be tolerated, you are cheap con artist sharks trying to get monies for yourselves, believing the IRS has the authority to omit tax crediting, taxation calls, nothing of any previous orders or money delays from governors' bargaining IDs. California, Vegas, Georgia, New York, all these states haven't been shown handling over government federal budgets is a treason, federal fraud, wire fraud, all in conference as proven violations as abuse of office. I said compartmental inventing risk as saving nobody's income. It evades tax. One big scam sowing Foxconn. No one has a lending ability using our tax credits to fund this RICO damage. For kickbacks on this YouTube video screen, I said no one votes online anywhere. Goodbye 4th of July, Amazon, Fox TV, Foxfire, Software, Fire TV networks. All is halted. I said so, now let go.